Hey guys, what's up? I've got a quick Tigrex speedrun for you to fill in the gap while I work on a whole host of other videos. I'm Miles, and welcome to the Goebbels Lantern. Okay, so the main reason for posting this video is that I wanted to show off Dragonheart and talk a little bit more about it. I think it's a really interesting skill, and it adds some new dynamics to the fight, which spices up the way the combat flows. And then after that, we'll talk Tigrex. So let's talk Dragonheart. I'm gonna gloss over it because it's not that useful in the speedrun setting. But the 50 elemental resistance you get when Dragonheart activates is no laughing matter. That said, the main reason we run it is that juicy 10% raw damage increase. The caveat, of course, is that you need less than 80% health for that damage to activate. And that can make the way you approach fights a little bit counterintuitive. But it also leaves room for some really crazy micro-optimizations at the start of the fight. The amount of time you save is tiny, but if you can get the monster to hit you at the right time of the sharpening animation, you can sharpen your sword and get Protective Polish to activate, while also getting Dragonheart to activate and saving you the latter half of the sharpening animation. It's not going to have a significant impact on the final hunt time, but the fact that Dragonheart has given us all of these little things to think about is pretty cool in my opinion. The sharp-eyed among you will probably have noticed that I botched that sharpening technique up this time. But the reason why you're seeing it, and the reason why I'm posting this run specifically, is because I think it shows a good balance of doing Dragonheart well and doing Dragonheart poorly. When you're using Dragonheart and you're at high health, you want to be really reckless, activate Dragonheart, and get as much damage in as possible. But once you've activated Dragonheart, you want to cool that off and be less reckless to preserve your health. This is doubly true when you're not speedrunning, because when you're at low health in a normal setting, you want to heal. But in a speedrun, you would normally just keep plowing through, and if you die, that's it. Run over, try again. And this is triply true for when you're using the Lance, because the chip damage you'll take when you guard attacks. Half of the time, your no knockback, no chip damage defensive option, Perfect Guard, isn't optimal, and even when it is, it's very difficult to pull off. And so, as the fight goes on, your health will inevitably chip towards nothing. And that's difficult with Dragonheart, because it means you're slowly inching towards death. But if you heal, you don't want to heal past the Dragon Point threshold. But on the other hand, you sort of want this to happen, because the chip damage will keep resentment active. And so it ends up as this big tug-of-war game on top of fighting the monster. Okay, so let's divert from Dragonheart for a bit and talk about Tigrex and why he's annoying to speedrun, but also why he's great to speedrun, / fight in general. So first of all, we've got his spawning areas. And this is annoying because if he spawns in area 10, which is most of the time, you're gonna have about 30 seconds added to your hunt time just because he spawned far away from you. And that's sort of a pain because it means I've got a bunch of cleaner runs that land in the 4-minute mark just because it takes longer to start the fight. Personally, I don't like resetting runs just because the monster is in a bad area. It feels disingenuous because resetting the fight isn't something you do when normally playing Monster Hunter. Well, that, and I do need to keep my melding pot active. A brief interim from Tigrex as the trap goes down, and our final time is 3:37. Not a bad time considering how often I got hit in this run, but that might just be par for the course now with Dragonheart and Resentment. I'll let you try and discern which hits were intentional and which weren't. Jumping back to Tigrex, the reason why I think he's great to speedrun for Lance is because his arms act as really great pivot points. The damage you can get off them is decent, and so gliding through them with your first hit of Spiral Thrust is a really nice way of getting some damage out of it before you start hitting the head with the second and third hit. And of course, all of that Spiral Thrust 1 damage eventually builds up, and you get a free knockdown. And that's all we've got time for. I've got more stuff in the works, so stay tuned for status builds, the next part of optimizing the Lance's moveset, and more Lance stuff in general. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like. It really helps me gauge what people want to see. If you like the sound of the videos that I've got in the works, why not subscribe? And finally, let me thank you for watching. Peace out.